If you're starting a learning journey, you are doubtful about yourself. But the advice given to me on the first lesson when I did the Open University was, it's not the clever ones that gain the degrees, it's those that stick the course. So that's the important thing. If you don't stick at it, then you're never going to get there. The other thing to think about is education is an adventure. When you start on that path, you don't know where it's going to take you. I mean, it took me to Australia, it took me to Norway, it took me to Iceland, and it took me to Brazil. You might not be that lucky, but you still don't know where you'll end up.
Hello, my name's Mike, and I had a great privilege and pleasure of writing this book with John Gates, who is quite simply a remarkable man. His life encompasses, from that Second World War, the industrial Britain of the mines, to the end of the coal industry in South Wales. And John lived through all that and was a miner 35 years, and most of that underground. And then when it all ended, he was made redundant, and then he had to completely reinvent himself. He already had an interest in embroidery. He actually effectively made that his living, and not only made it his living, he became a teacher of it and taught classes. He then became known all around the world because people wanted to get him for talks. They wanted someone who had experience of redundancy and how to get yourself through redundancy. I think it's brilliant because he's had a fashion student in London who's written his dissertation on John because he'd heard of John winning the Adult Learners Award in 1998, and he was just fascinated by this man who was a coal miner who then became an embroiderer, you know. And he's not only had that, he's also had a folk song written about him by Bryn Phillips from the Midlands, and that's a fascinating story because Bryn Phillips was listening to Woman's Hour, and John was on Women's Hour. He pops up everywhere. Not only that, but even now in his 80s, he's still working with prisoners in Park Prison, trying to give people opportunities. He's been instrumental in sorting out the men's shed in the Bridgend area, Maesteg area, and he's just set up the men's shed in Park Prison. Sorry, I could go on. I'm waxing lyrical, but and John, you'll be watching this. You are an amazing man. You're an inspirational man for so many of us, because just when you think you might be down and out in one trade that you've learned in your life, you can reinvent yourself and do something else. How fantastic is that?
Life keeps throwing problems at you, and there are always doors closing. But as usual, when a door closes, another one opens. And it's the confidence to walk through that door, I think, is important. From all of this learning, the main thing I've gained is confidence. I'm not afraid now to speak my mind. I mean, I go to conferences and I'm in the company of professors, but quite often I'm the one who's speaking from the main platform.
John Gates, this is your life. You're an amazing man. Come on down. John Gates, what a star.